Good morning. Good morning. I'd like to welcome the guests from UMA Community Clinic, and also like to welcome back Jordan Downs Community Center. My name is DeJur, and I am a yoga therapist here in Los Angeles. So we'll get started in just a couple of minutes. I want to wait. I'm going to talk, but I want to wait and see if we have some other guests arriving or fellow students arriving. I'll talk about myself for a little bit. I have gone around the moon or the sun, whatever, 65 times as of last October. I started my yoga practice in 2001. I had a hysterectomy. I am a flight attendant and was one then. And it was recommended to me in my healing of that surgery to start a get interested in yoga to gently restore some of my strength. I took full advantage of the recuperation time of that surgery. It was one of the longest times I was away from my job. So I rested for the first 3 weeks. And then the second 3 weeks is when I started my yoga practice. And after about 9 months, I really started to feel what it's called embodying. You can feel the difference. You can notice the difference in your being, in your way of being, in your, not necessarily was I always energized, but just your energy systems they change over time with a regular practice of yoga. And fast forward to 2011, somehow I wound up in a teacher's training. I had no desire to teach, but a lot of times these ads will say, deepen your own understanding of yoga. And a lot of people do come into yoga training just to get a fuller understanding of yoga that they would never get in going to a class, an hour class every week or every few times a week. And I did not plan on teaching. And then an opportunity presented itself where I started teaching. So here we are now. I became a yoga therapist at Loyola Marymount, which is here in Los Angeles in a smaller area called Westchester. And so I am a yoga therapist. Yoga therapy, the true definition is we take someone that has a certain, it could be injury. It could be recovery. So let's say recovery from cancer or respiratory ailments or whatever it could be, skeletal issues. And we work one-on-one with them to get them strong enough to go, and this was pre-pandemic, to go back into a yoga studio if that is of interest to them. Many of the yoga therapy students would actually prefer to always do private classes. There are various reasons. A lot of times driving to a yoga class is stressful. And I'm speaking in pre-pandemic times. And then driving away from the yoga practice can undo all the hard work you've done in the yoga practice with living in certain parts of the country that have terrible traffic. So a lot of people like doing the yoga in the comfort of their own home, which I love private classes like that. When the pandemic is really over, where we don't have to be so leery of being around people that may not have been vaccinated or just be cautious with masks. I'm going to have I have a home studio on that side of my apartment, but I'm going to be taking on clients here at home once it's safe, once all of us feel safe. Me feeling safe, having people in my home, and the people feeling safe coming into my home. That is my post-retirement plan. That got kind of side railed because of COVID, but whatever. I have to just work with it. So I want to welcome everyone who just joined us. Hi, Fifi. I love your name. Welcome back. I'll get started for real now. I was just rambling to eat up a little time while we waited for others to join. If you have any injuries, please be mindful of your body. Don't do anything that hurts or that will hurt you. My right arm is an example. It was broken in 2002. It's almost 100%, maybe 98%, but there are certain positions of my right arm that don't feel right. And so I don't do that position. I'll come right in front of that weird feeling or that discomfort, or certain things I just don't do at all, just to, take care. But we do have to sort of work through those muscles, otherwise they get short. But you should not have any pain in any movement program. No pain, no gain is a lie. Pain is your body's way of saying it's too much. Okay, so that whole marketing thing years ago, no pain, no gain, that could cause injury, and it could cause chronic injury forever, depending on how bad the injury is. If you need a break, take a break at your leisure. We'll be taking a few breaks as we go. Wanted to take a moment now to honor the land that I'm on. Again, I'm in Los Angeles. I'm on the stolen land. This land was taken care of by the Tongva and Gabrielino First Nations. These First Nations took wonderful care of the land that we occupy. This land was then stolen. They call it unceded, which is a kind way of saying stolen. It was stolen by the colonizers and the oppressors. And this part of the country was renamed Los Angeles. So that's how we got to be Los Angeles. The land was stolen from the Tongva and Gabrielino nations. So I'm offering them an acknowledgement of their stewardship of this land and giving gratitude, and also giving gratitude that I live in such a beautiful part of the country. So we'll get started. We'll start with a little grounding. So you can sit on your mat. I'm gonna sit on my stool so that I'm close to the camera, then I'll back up. So just sit in a comfortable way. You don't have to have your feet positioned in any sort of way. We're gonna just be relaxed with this grounding for this time. Noticing your feet touching the floor, or the sides of your feet touching the floor, the sides of your legs, your buttocks touching the floor, and have an awareness of the contact points of you to the floor, to your yoga mat, to the carpet, whatever's underneath you. Just have an awareness of where points of you touch parts of it. I got a new toy. These are called Koshi Chimes or Koshi bells. And this one is the fire tone. There's a set of 4: fire, earth, air, water. Last week, I did the earth chime at the end of class. I'm in love with these things. Notice your spine upright and vertical. Notice your spine upright and vertical. Take a breath here. Exhale slowly. Notice your hand placement. Wherever you have your hands, just notice where they are. You don't have to move them. Don't have to give any thought to it. Just have an awareness of where your hands are placed on your body or on the floor, or wherever you have them right now. Take a look around your space as if it's your first time in that room. So with fresh eyes, we're looking around. And take notice of 3 things that are the dominant color, 3 of the same color, your dominant color in your room. And just mentally name those things. You can name them. You can name them out loud if you want, but you can name them mentally. We have you listen to the Koshi bell, Koshi chime. These are spelled Koshi, Koshi, and these were made in France. I'm so happy that I saved for these. It's a set of 4. And I can't wait to use them when I come out into live classes. Listen to the chime. Again, this is the fire chime. They each have a little bead that's a different color for what they do. I mean, not what they do, what they represent. And then direct your attention to sounds outside your space. Cars, rustling trees, voices, gardeners, children laughing. Right now, my place outside is quiet for now. Take an inventory of taste. So I just brushed my teeth, so my mouth has a minty taste. What do you taste? Coffee, breakfast, cereal, tea, bacon. Yummy. You take 2 breaths here through your nose and extend the exhale. So slow the exhale down. The exhale through your nose as well. So 2 inhales and 2 exhales through the nose. So one of the benefits of nasal breathing, I'm not going to go down the whole list this time. I did it last week, but the biggest for me, besides staying alive, the biggest one for me is the exhalation helps us to control our nervous system a bit. So when we're feeling overwhelmed, if we can possibly just put our attention on our breath and slow the breathing down, that can help to give us some clarity, help us to not be so reactive, help us come up with a plan. If we need a plan, slows the nervous system down, calms it down a little bit. The thing that triggered you will still be in your mind or in front of you, but it helps us to regulate our nervous system. And we can use this throughout the day, not just when something's happening. The something could be someone cuts you off in traffic and you want to throw a finger at them, but instead you just take a few breaths in and out and just keep driving safely. Sometimes we hear, like screeching brakes that don't even involve us, that kind of unsettle your nervous system, like a trigger. You can start that slow, deep breathing and help to regroup yourself, your emotions. I mention every week that I use some of these grounding techniques when I go see the tax man, and my time with him is slowly approaching. I'm going to wait to the last minute, but not really. I make an appointment, but it's for the last minute. But when I go in his office, I sit in his waiting room and just do some breathing, because I know that when I walk out of there, I'm going to owe somebody a lot of money. Just my life. So I use these grounding techniques, not just teaching you in front of you because I'm teaching you, but I use them in my daily living. So I try to live my yoga, not just be a yoga teacher and then go back out and do stuff another way. I try to live my yoga throughout the day. A lot of the things that, especially when we do chair yoga, I do those throughout my day, especially like in the car. I'm a flight attendant, I mentioned. When I'm on the airplane, there's certain things I'll do just to keep me loose and relaxed as you can be inside with that job. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to move back onto my mat and we'll sit cross-legged, sitting really tall. So we want to put the spine to work, make the spine do its job, which is to support the torso. And so you can cross your legs with your legs closer to your, I'll just name it, your crotch, or push your ankles or legs away and find the spot that's most comfortable for you. You'll know it. Once you find it, you'll know it right away. Sitting up really tall. And for now, just rest your hands on your knees. Do a body scan of how you feel right now. Just seeing, if anything feels tight. I know many of us just woke up a few hours ago. But how do you feel? So we're going to compare how we feel now to when as we go through the class. I'll be asking you to do the body scans throughout. Just see if there's any difference. There may be no difference. And that's okay. Taking some breaths here, sitting up straight. The shoulders are relaxing down, shoulder blades down your back. So we want to keep these muscles, we don't want them working by pulling up the shoulders when we don't need them, because it puts tension on the shoulders and it can also cause a little bit of stress to the system that's in charge of hormones like cortisol, which is one of the fight or flight hormones. Sometimes we have our shoulders up, you get a little squirt of that cortisol, and when you don't need it, you don't need it. Sort of like adrenaline, when you don't need it, you don't need it. So you want it to stay at bay. Drop your chin to your chest. Just hold here, shoulders low. Take some breaths. See if you feel a stretch on the tops of your shoulders, where your shoulders and your neck come together. So holding here, take some breaths through your nose. And then let's circle slowly. It doesn't matter which way. I just made a frown. So I just figured out my neck is really tight. So I'm not going to go into the circling that made me make that face, but I'm going to keep on moving gently around. So you can do this movement with eyes, or the whole class, opened. A lot of us like to see what's going on even when we're at home. A lot of us live with hypervigilance out of necessity. And so you can do the whole class with eyes wide open. You can also practice, if you want to try, lids half closed, which obviously cuts out some of the stimuli, the things in front of us, the light in the room. You can also try lids closed, which sends a deep relaxation message to our bodies, our nervous system. Okay, my neck feels better now that I've done a few circles. Let's go the other way. And moving the breath. Relax your jaw. We want a smooth face. We don't like when I made that face when I caught a twinge in my neck. That's the kind of face I don't want y'all making. It should be painless doing yoga. We might feel challenged. We might feel discomfort moving in ways we're not used to moving, but again, no pain in a movement practice. And then come back to center, turn your head to your left. Chin toward the left shoulder, take your right fingertips and touch the jawbone. So that's where the side of the face meets the chin. Touch the jawbone and gently push to your left. So we're not forcing, it's just a gentle pressure to increase the twisting of the neck. So you may feel a release or lengthening on the right side of your neck. Look for that. You may not feel that. So it doesn't, if you don't feel it, it's okay, but I'm naming the target area of moving your head or positioning your head in this way. Smooth breaths through your nose, really fill your lungs. Each breath in and then let all the air out. Let all the air out with each exhale. And then release your right hand onto your right knee and look up and down gently. Looking up and down. And see where if you notice where you feel any movement or lengthening or stretch on your body. The next time you look down, hold the gaze down toward the floor. And then inhale, bring the head, turn it all the way to the right. Left fingertips on the jawbone on the left side of your face. Gentle pressure toward the right. Again, we're not forcing this. Noticing any stretch sensation on the left side of your neck or not. And then looking up and down a few times, slow and gentle movements. So these can be done in the car as a driver at the red light. You can do a few of these in between, just to loosen up the muscles around the neck and the bones around the neck. The neck portion of the spine is called the cervical spine. Hold your gaze down to the right side for just a couple breaths. And then lift your head, come back to center on a breath in. Exhale, twist to your right. So left hand touches your right knee here. Bring the right hand behind you. There's some options for the right hand. You can place your right hand on the floor behind you, on the fingertips. You can also place your palm flat behind you. And then the third option, I'll turn around so you can see it, is bringing the right hand either back of the right hand touching the low spine or wrapping the right hand over near the left hip. Okay, so when you do this wrapping, you may feel something in your right shoulder cap. Shoulder cap is the front of the shoulder. So again, fingertips on the floor, twisting right, palm on the floor, right arm wrapped around you, Or just place the right hand in the low spine, low part of the spine, back of the right hand, low part of the spine. And try them all out and see what you feel. So when I wrap my arm over here to my left hip, I feel a pretty nice stretch on the front part of my arm, front part of my shoulder, I should say, and my upper arm as well. The bicep area, I feel something. So hold here and twist. You may look over your right shoulder, may hold there if you want, or you may move your head side to side slowly to get a little more movement in the neck. Slow and easy movement. And then come back to center. Shake out both arms. Notice how the right arm feels from being back behind you. We'll change sides, twist to your left. Right hand touches left knee, left fingers on the floor, left palm on the floor, left arm wrapped around you, or left back of the left hand touching the low spine. Your choice, yogi's choice of your placement. Look over the left shoulder. Just hold here, looking over the left shoulder. Sit up as tall as you can. Lengthen your neck. Crown on your head is reaching up toward the sky. And hold. Continue the breath. And then I want you to move your head side to side. And then come back to center. Let's do some, let's recross the legs. So put the other leg in front or on top. We're going to do some circles. So honoring my friend Jackie in Florida, my yoga teacher friend Jackie calls these stir the pots. And that makes me giggle every time I think about it. She has been to this class a couple times. She sent me a message last night. She wouldn't make it today because she's also a yoga teacher and has other life, just not just yoga teacher, but life. In more serious name calling, it's Sufi circles. Sufis are mystics, S-U-F-I, Sufi circles or Sufi grinds. So probably the people back whatever year saw these mystics doing this movement and they were Sufis and they named this movement after them. It's also Sufi grinds. We're going to reverse our direction. So we, to modernize the name, make it more relevant, stir the pot. Thinking of a big old pot of greens or black-eyed peas. We're stirring cabbage. Move in the breath. So when you come forward, exhale. When you come back, inhale. And you can stay more vertical in these circles, or you can go down, leaning forward. You can lean back and hang onto your knees. When you hang onto your knees, you get a nice stretch in the arms. Might try that out and see how that feels. Then come back to center. Let's stretch our legs out. Shake out your legs and arms, and then windshield wiper the feet. This is called windshield wipering. Notice how nice your legs feel stretched out. So feet, legs parallel, whatever that is for you, toes up. I want you to just walk your hands forward. So I'm really tight. I'm not going to go down. I'm not going to force myself forward. I'm going to come down as far as I can that I feel something, but not to a point where it's pain in my low back. Okay, so the toes are pointing up. When you flex your feet, the muscles in your legs are working, so it's a passive toning. Also in this shape, flexing the feet puts a little extra stretch on the back of the legs. Look down between your knees, so hands options. By your knees, if you want to be more upright, torso more upright, you put your hands by your calves, by your ankles. You can put your hands wrapped on the inside of your feet. You can put your hands wrapped on they call this the blade side, the little toe side, the blade side of your foot. I say they, some of the yoga books, I don't mean to just say they, but some of the yoga books call the outer edge of your foot, the blade side. So you hang on wherever you can. And again, the feet are flexed. Look down between your knees. So this stretch, imagine In your mind, imagine doing this standing with your tush on a wall. I do this on the airplane. I'm standing, obviously I'm not on the floor in there. Um, but I'm standing leaning on a wall, or a door, could be the lavatory door if it's, you know, available. And I just do a forward bend. So this stretches out the entire back body. So visualize that, doing it standing. If you cannot get on the floor, do it standing. We make the yoga work for us, okay? We don't just say, oh, I can't stretch, you just find a way. Now imagine this, we do this in our chair yoga class, sitting in a chair and leaning forward. It's the same stretch. It's a seated forward bend. This is also a seated forward bend. On the wall, it's called a standing forward bend. Same thing, okay? Inhale, lift both arms up. Sit up really tall, reach up. So lift your spine up as high as you can, or as long, I guess, as you can. Exhale, on your way down, reach out toward me before you lower your hands. Inhale, reach out toward me. Lift your arms, sit up as tall as you can. So we really want to lengthen our spine. Exhale, forward, reach out first, then down. Inhale, lift. See how your low back feels doing this. It should not hurt. Might feel nice, might feel nothing. Exhale, forward. All of it is the right thing. Inhale, well, the hurt part, not right, but inhale up. If you're having low back pain, maybe don't come down as far. Okay, maybe come partially down, hold there. Then we lift up, inhale. Exhale, forward. Just do 3 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, forward. 1 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down and hold. Look down between your knees and hold there. Take some breaths. See how things feel. Check on your toes. Toes pointing up. Smooth out the breathing. Smooth breath. Stretching from the back, the base of the skull, all the way to the heels or the Achilles tendon. That's what this forward bending can stretch, the entire back body. Okay. Inhale, walk yourself upright, windshield wiper your feet. Let's go on to hands and knees. So I want to show you how to make, if you don't have a towel or a blanket handy, if you need to cushion your knees, some of you also have crunchy knees, so we can always make a cushion with a towel or blanket on your mat. I didn't bring a towel or blanket out here to show you, so this is what we do when we don't have access to a towel or blanket. You fold your mat into thirds. So that adds 3 times as much cushioning as when your mat is flat. Put your knees there. And so that should be a little more comfortable for your knees. We're going to do cat-cow. This is for the spine. Drop your belly toward the mat. I'm sorry, this is table pose. Excuse me, I skipped the whole thing. Table pose. Hips and knees vertical. Knees separated comfortably. Palms flat on the floor, spread your fingers wide so you have a nice foundation. Drop your belly toward the floor. This is a back arching shape. So arch your back, lift your tailbone. We're going to hold here. Chest lifts as well. And lift your chin a little bit. And just hold here. So we're also getting a stretch in the front part of the torso, which is called the superficial part or side of the body. I don't know if it's called the side, so superficial surface of the body, the front part of the torso. Those muscles get tight too. So hold here, breathe, relax your jaw, relax your facial muscles. This is the cow shape. Let's do cat. So press into the floor, exhale, lift your spine, curl your spine upward, chin to chest. Hold here and take a few breaths. Hold and breathe. And then reverse. Inhale, lift. We're holding in cow. Take some breaths in this shape. You may feel a nice releasing of the low part of your spine. That's called the lumbar curve, or the lumbar section of your spine. That's the lower curve. And then reverse into cat. Push down into the mat, lift your spine, arch upward here, and hold and breathe. Chin to chest here. Hold and breathe. Now we'll go in real time. We'll do 2 sets together, then I'm going to let you go on your own. Inhale into cow. Exhale to cat. So we're linking the movement and the breath. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Now go on your own. Link the breath and the movement. Our lungs have different capacities, one from another. So I want you to do this as fast as you like, as slow as you prefer. Fill the lungs each time. Empty the lungs with each cat shape. Let's do 3 more sets. And this also pumps our body full of oxygen. So make sure you make it count, make your breathing count. Full lungs and then empty lungs all the way. When you come to number 3, come back to table. We'll do a cat balance. So I'm going to face the camera. Or let me not face the camera. Let me go sideways so you can see. So extend your right leg out. So you can be on the top of the left foot, or you can be on the left toes curled under for stability. I want you to try what works best for you. Here, the left toes are curled on me. Here, I'm on the top of the left foot. Okay, and then the right foot, you can't see it. The right foot, toes are pointing down. So again, flex the right foot so that the toes are pointing down. When we lift our right leg, the right hip is going to want to go up. We want to keep both hips parallel to the floor. Okay, so that's the start of the cat balance. The next part of that is lifting the left arm up. Okay, left thumb is upward toward this, facing the sky, pointing toward the sky. And we're reaching here. This is called cat balance. So we're on the right knee. That's not right. We're on the left knee and the right hand. And so try to pull your leg one way energetically and the arm, fingertips, left fingertips the opposite way to get a really good stretch. This is called cat balance. Some circles, some books, like I know these people, call it bird dog as well. So hold here, pull in your abdominal muscles for stability. And again, the right hip is parallel with the left hip. Right hip's gonna wanna lift up. We don't need it to do that. And then bring the right foot, right knee down, excuse me, everyone, right knee down, left hand down. Take a couple breaths. So this is a balancing pose. And it is said that yoga balance poses keep us balanced out in the world. That is why we do these different, there's a whole series of yoga poses that we can call upon. So left leg straight out, left toes down. You can be on top of the right foot or curl the right toes under, your choice. Right arm out, right thumb up. Look down at your mat. Look down so the back of your neck, once you get situated, look down at the mat so the back of your neck is smooth. Reach with the right fingers, reach the opposite way with the left heel. Take 2 more breaths. And then exhale when you're ready, right hand down, left knee down. Let's do some hip circles. See how your muscles feel when you came back to table and you rebound, and that means the muscles going back to their natural position or natural placement. Now we're doing hip circles, so there's some options. I'm doing plain old hip circles right now. You may bend your elbow, dip your shoulder, whichever one, depending on which direction you're going. Then dip and bend the opposite elbow and shoulder. And so do what feels nice intuitively. See what feels nice to you. You may go faster than I'm going. You may go slow. You may be, I'm on the, my toes are curled under right now, not on purpose. It's just the way I came into this movement, but you can have the tops of your feet on the floor. Your choice. When the toes are curled under, it's a lovely stretch for the soles of the feet, the bottoms of the feet. You may shift your hips side to side. Try that. You may bring the tush all the way down when you circle. So anything goes. Here's another one, looking back toward the right foot. These are lateral stretches, looking back toward the left foot. So these really get into the rib cage, the side body. Back to the right foot, back to the left foot. So you can make a little combo of all of these movements. And again, do whatever feels good to you. And then come back to center. I'm gonna do a shoulder pose, a pose that's good for the shoulder. Let me just adjust. So coming to table, lift your right arm, look up, lift your right arm up toward the ceiling. That's an inhale. Look up and then exhale, right arm onto the floor. Turn your head on your right cheek and come all the way down. You can leave your left hand exactly where it is. You can slide your left palm away from you, above your head, palm down on the floor. And we did a wrap earlier. You can also wrap the left arm and place it back of the left hand on the middle of your low spine, the sacrum, or you can wrap the left hand over in the direction of the right hip. So hold here. This is called thread the needle for the arms, or eye of the needle for the arms and shoulders, or eye of the needle. And there's also a version of this for the legs. I want to talk about this pose while you're there so you know why we're doing it. Your head is lower than your heart. Your brain is getting flushed with blood. When your head is lower than your heart in yoga, or when your head and heart are on the same level, those are called inversions. It allows the heart to not beat so hard and do so much work, but it flushes your brain with oxygen, which is the big benefit of any inversion. So you see a lot of people, maybe in photos and commercials, doing these things called handstands, where they're on their hands upside down, or headstands. Those are inversions, and those are like a high level inversion that takes a lot of training and commitment. We can get the same results from not going all the way upside down, but doing something more simple and more accessible, like the thread the needle for the arms, okay? So hold here, continue to breathe. There's a couple more things. You're in a spinal twist, which obviously is helping to re-lengthen the spine. Throughout our day, we shrink from gravity. So any twist in yoga, there's a whole series of those. It helps us to re-lengthen the spine, the spinal column. And then the third thing is we're getting a nice stretch in the buttocks and the backs of the thighs. So we'll come up from here. So inhale, bring the right arm up. Notice how you feel. Look at the right hand, and then exhale, right hand down. Hold in table, take some breath. Just see if you notice any difference. Sometimes when we get all that oxygen in our brain, things look clearer or brighter. So you might feel some little energized because there's a lot of oxygen in your brain right now. So we'll go to the left side. Inhale, lift the left arm, look up. And then exhale the left arm onto the floor. Left palm is up. Place the left side of your head on your mat. Right hand can stay exactly where it is. You may also slide the right arm out and straighten your right arm, palm down, or you can wrap the right arm to the low spine or around toward the left hip. So it's an inversion, spinal twist, and a stretch for the buttocks and the backs of the thighs. Take some breaths here. Breathing through the nose, checking on the jaw. Facial muscles are relaxed and neutral. So we're not grimacing. Welcome to our last people that the people that just came in a few minutes ago. Welcome. And just take 3 more breaths here. Again, this is thread the needle or eye of the needle for the shoulder blades, and arms. And then we'll unwind from this. So inhale, lift the left arm up, twist, look at the left hand. And then exhale, left hand on the mat. Let's do some more hip circles. Checking on your breath and doing a body scan of how you feel, how things feel. And we're gonna go to down dog. So we're in table. Curl your toes under. I'm gonna push back and up on an inhale. Push back and lift up on an inhale. Try to lower your heels near the floor. They don't have to touch the floor, but try to lower the heels. Go up on your tippy toes. Come down toward the floor, heels toward the floor. So see if you feel something in your calves. Tippy toes, inhale. Heels down, exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, heels down. We're gonna pedal here. So now bend one knee, doesn't matter which one, straighten the other, and pedal like you're on a bike. So this down dog is also an inversion. If you notice, our heads are lower than our heart. So we're getting more oxygen to our brain, pedaling back and forth. Come back to stillness, lift the left leg up, and then exhale, left foot down. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, right leg down. We're going back to the left. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. Right leg up. Exhale, down. One more set. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, down. Come down to table pose. We're going into child's pose. Separate your knees. Come on the tops of your feet and set your tush down towards your heels. Push your hands out away from you. Forehead near the floor. Let's do it facing you. So the down dog, the books say it's a resting pose. I do not believe it, but that's what the books say. There's 4 resting poses. This child's pose is another resting pose. So the arms, you have options. Your arms can be stretched out, palms down. For some of us, that's too intense for the shoulders, so you may bend the elbows into what's called cactus arms or goal post. I call it cactus. So that takes pressure off the shoulders. Turning sideways. You can also bring your hands down by your feet, forehead on the mat. Third eye on the mat. You can also stack your hands, one palm over the other, forehead down there. You can also stack the fists, one fist on top of the other, forehead on there. So that obviously lifts the floor up a bit to meet your forehead. If coming all the way down to the floor is a challenge, bring the floor up to you. You can also use a block or book for the same benefit. So hold here, take some breaths. This is again one of the resting poses. The other one is corpse pose and mountain pose. Corpse pose is when we lie on our back. Mountain pose is when we're standing up, arms down beside at our sides. So come back to table. Gonna go back into down dog. So separate your feet a bit, curl the toes under, push back, inhale, tush up, lift the right leg up, touch the right toes to the left heel. We're gonna do 3 of these. Lift the right leg up, touch your left heel with your right toes. One more time, lift. Exhale, lower, right toes to left heel, and then right foot on the mat, lift the left leg. Left toes touch right heel, 3 of these. Inhale, lift. Left toes touch right heel. Inhale, left toes touch right heel. Exhale, come back down, left foot on the mat, come back down to table. Do a couple more circles. Do a body scan. Rock your hips side to side. Whatever I gave you some suggestions, whatever feels lovely, try that. And we'll go back to down dog, curl the toes under, tush back. Inhale, lift your tush up. And here we're gonna walk our hands back toward our feet, bend your knees, we're hanging here. So when I mentioned earlier, the seated forward bend we did when we sat with our legs out, this is the upright version. So bending your knees if you need a little break, a little grace in the backs of your legs. Hold here, you wanna sway the arms, you may do that. Checking on your breath, checking on your jaw. You can grab opposite elbows as well and sway, or hold steady, hanging on to opposite elbows. And place your hands right above your knees. Push yourself up on an inhale. Notice how things feel. This is mountain pose, so feet are parallel, separated to your comfort. The arms are a little bit out away from your torso. You can either have your palms facing me or your palms facing your thighs. Just do a body scan. See if you notice the benefits of those inversions we did, those down dogs. Check on your breathing, want to control the breath. Inhale, sweep your arms up and over your head. Palms touch. Just hold here and take a couple breaths. So mountain pose was our third resting pose. Hold here, arms overhead, arms are straight. Try to pull your arms back towards your ears, your biceps towards your ears. Take a big breath in. Exhale to your right. And keep the left shoulder back. Inhale to center. Exhale to your left. Keep the right shoulder back. Inhale to center. Exhale right. Inhale center. Exhale left. Inhale center. This time, exhale right. I want you to take your left foot behind you on a diagonal. So, whoa. So this deepens the stretch on the left side. So the arms are going to the right. The left foot is also behind us to the right. See if you feel a deepened stretch from your armpit down to your hip. Hold here and breathe. And then inhale to center, bring the left foot up. Exhale, arms to the left. Bring the right foot back on a diagonal. This is still a challenge for me. Hold here. So the arms are going left. The right foot is behind us to the left. Hold and breathe. Inhale to center. We're going to do one more set, feet parallel. Exhale to the right. Bring the left foot back on a diagonal. The knees are as straight as you can get them. You don't have to be locked out, but as straight as you can get them. And then inhale to center. Feet parallel. Exhale to your left. Right foot back behind you on a diagonal. Hold here, take some breaths. And then inhale up. Right foot meets left foot. Exhale the arms down. And let's twist from side to side. Let your hands tap you. Notice how great it feels to have our arms down. And then come back to center, feet wide, feet parallel. Turn your right foot out to the right. We're gonna do triangle. Extend the arms horizontally, and they are strong arms. Reach to the right, left hip goes the opposite way. Bring your hands right above your knee or below the knee, not on the knee. Down the shin. You can touch the inside of your right foot. Have your hand on the inside. Let me see if I can do that. I'm not that warm yet, but anyway. Fingertips on the mat. Right, a left arm straight up. So just find your own comfort. We're not trying to win an award. I just want you to get into the shape. So this is a stretch for the left side of the body, the inside of the right leg, and the backs of both legs. This is called triangle. Both legs are as straight as you can get them. Inhale, come up. Arms stay out firmly, horizontal, engaged arms. Right toes come back to parallel. Left toes go out. Reach with the reach with the left fingers. Right tush goes the opposite way. And then drop the left hand, left shin, above the left knee, avoid the left knee. Down the leg, toward the floor. Right arm stays straight up toward the ceiling. The right shoulder may want to cave in, pull forward, keep it back. This is a side stretch. So again, right side body getting a stretch, inside the left thigh, and backs of both legs. Take 2 more breaths. So traditionally, we would look up at the whatever hand is in the air or the upper side. For a lot of us, that's too much of a craning of the neck. So you may look out horizontally, you may look down toward the left foot, find a comfortable place to position your head. And then inhale, come up. Turn the left toes in, come back to mountain pose, lower your arms. Let's do the twist again. We're gonna come down to the mat. Come onto your back. Windshield wiper the knees, so both feet flat, feet parallel, and just drop the knees in the same direction, side to side. So this also is nice if your low back is tight. You can also do these on the bed. It's more of a massage on a hard surface, but they're nice in bed too. There is a thing called bed yoga. Come back to center, lift the right leg up, flex the right foot. Grab hold of the right leg wherever you want, wherever you can, wherever you want. And the left foot is on the floor, left knee up, or you can extend the left leg out, left toes up and flexed. Okay, flex the right foot as well. And exhale, lift your head. So forehead toward the right knee. Inhale, come down. We'll do 2 more. Exhale, lift. So we're curling up off the mat. Inhale, down. 1 more. Exhale. I want you to come up and hold here. Check your jaw. Relax the face. Lift your forehead towards your knee. Right knee. Toes, right toes pointing towards your head. Hold here. Keep the breath flowing. Inhale, head down. Exhale, leg down slowly. Don't just throw it on the floor. Take your time. And then right foot on the mat. Lift the left leg up. Left foot is flexed. Hang on to the left leg wherever you can. You may also extend the right leg out on the mat. If your right leg is out, flex the right toes, right foot. Left foot is flexed. Exhale, lift. Forehead toward the left knee. Inhale, down. 2 more. Exhale, lift. Inhale, down. And one more, we're gonna hold this one. Exhale, lift, take 4 breaths here. Exhale your head down, and then lower the left leg. Bring your arms up overhead in a big stretch. Take a big, lovely stretch. You may windshield wiper your feet. You may point and flex your feet. You may circle your ankles. You may flex and release your fingers. You may circle your wrists. Or you may just do a simple stretch, your choice. And from here, we're going to go into final rest. So come into corpse pose, the 4th resting pose of yoga. It sort of looks like we're laying down in mountain pose. Okay, so the arms are 1/4 of the way away from your torso, palms up. The feet are separated, toes are relaxed and out. So this is traditional corpse pose. For some of us, it's too vulnerable of a position of the body. So you can bend your knees and turn onto your favorite side. Use the bottom arm as a pillow. This is called side corpse. So try this if you're more comfortable with this. And also I forgot, on your back, if your low back is tight, if you want to lay on your back, but your low back is tight, feet flat, feet wide, knees touch. So that takes all the pressure off the low back. So if you do want to lay in a version of traditional Shavasana on your back, this is how you can make that accessible for your needs, okay? This time goes by so fast. So we're doing now a body scan incorporated into our Shavasana. Shavasana is the time of a yoga class where the energy you've stirred up is distributed equally in the body. It's called final relaxation. The word Shavasana is Sanskrit for corpse or corpse pose, but it also is the final resting period of the class. So it has a dual, it has 2 definitions or 2 actions. So notice your feet. Take a breath in. Exhale. Notice your legs. Take a breath in. Exhale. Notice your hands. Take a breath in. Exhale. Notice your spine. Take a breath in. Exhale. Continue the natural pattern or rhythm of your breath. Next breath in, take a big stretch, make it count. If you're on your back, bring your knees to your chest, turn onto your favorite side and hold there. Take a few breaths. And then when you're ready, push yourself upright into a seated pose. Whether it's cross-legged or legs extended, your choice. So I want to thank you all for coming. I'll see you next week. Anyone have any questions or comments, feel free to unmute and go for it. So happy to have all of you here. I want to thank UMA Community Clinic for having me, and thanking Evelyn for having me. And Evelyn,